Thanks to Star Trek Fleet Command for sponsoring today's video. What is it like at the very centre of Jupiter, deep within its core? While we know a great deal about the gas giant's atmospheric features, including its colourful cloud bands and raging storms, much remains unknown about the planet's inner workings. Jupiter's interior is shrouded in mystery, in particular the question of what exactly is at the very core of the gas giant. A question that has puzzled scientists for decades, but thanks to a certain spacecraft, that mystery is beginning to be solved. You're watching V101 Space. My name's Rob, and if you enjoy my videos, make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell to never miss an upload. The king of the planets, Jupiter is truly an enormous world, with a diameter of approximately 139,820 kilometers. To put this into perspective, if Earth were the size of a grape, then Jupiter would be about as big as a basketball. More like a star than a planet, it is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. Its atmosphere brews hurricanes twice as wide as Earth itself, which generate super-fast winds and lightning 100 times brighter than anything we have ever seen here. Jupiter's strangest features, however, exist below its swirling upper atmosphere, because deep beneath those visible clouds, hydrogen gas becomes denser and hotter as it gets closer to the planet's core. Thousands of kilometers down, and the pressure is so great that hydrogen gas gradually transforms into a strange, electrically charged soup of metallic liquid. This exotic, sloshing fluid is called liquid metallic hydrogen, and is believed to be the largest ocean in the solar system, making up about 80% of Jupiter's total volume. And not only that, the swirling motions of the metallic hydrogen generate electric currents that are believed to create Jupiter's powerful magnetic field, which is over 20,000 times stronger than Earth's magnetic field. Here on Earth, liquid metallic hydrogen cannot exist naturally, but it has been created during certain experiments. However, it doesn't stay in its liquid form for long, and so it has only been made in tiny quantities for very short periods of time. Scientists are still working to understand the complex processes that occur within this mysterious layer, and the impact that it has on the planet's overall structure and behaviour. But this is not the core of Jupiter. This bizarre superheated ocean is surrounding the core. So what lies below? What is at the very heart of this gas giant? Early theories suggested that Jupiter's core was a solid, rocky structure made up of heavy elements like iron, nickel, and even different types of exotic ices that cannot naturally exist on Earth. This theory was based on observations of Jupiter's strong gravitational field, which suggested that the planet had a dense, massive core at its centre. However, as more data has been collected over the years, scientists have revised their understanding of what is happening within this mysterious gas giant. Data from NASA's Juno spacecraft revealed something surprising, something even unexpected. Jupiter's core is fuzzy. While orbiting the gas giant, Juno discovered that the planet's core is not a simple, solid structure as previously thought, but rather a mixture of hazy materials. According to the observations, the solid material is not squashed into a compact ball in the planet's center. Instead, the solid bits are mixed with the hydrogen surrounding it. The result is a fuzzy, or as astronomers say, diffuse core that lacks a well-defined boundary, and that takes up half of the planet's interior. How such a structure can possibly form is still not understood. One of the more interesting theories, however, involves a massive collision at some point in Jupiter's past. Previously, it was thought that young Jupiter avoided crashing into other planets. But this hazy, diluted core may be the result of a large object, possibly a protoplanet or even another gas giant planet colliding with Jupiter during the early stages of the solar system's formation. In fact, simulations have shown that a violent head-on collision with another massive planetary object could have spread heavy elements over a large volume inside the gas giant. The impact would have been incredibly powerful, generating a spectacular amount of heat and pressure that could have disrupted or even destroyed the original core. If a long time ago something did indeed crash into Jupiter, the impactor must have been really big, possibly 10 Earth masses or so, to be able to mix up the planet's interior and form the dilute structure that we observe today. There is some evidence to support this theory as well. For example, the orbits of Jupiter's moons, the position of the asteroid belt, and even the small size of Mars suggest that the giant planet experienced a period of rapid growth and migration during the early stages of the solar system's formation. Additionally, simulations of the solar system have shown that massive collisions between planets were common during this early time. To study the inside of Jupiter, Juno uses gravity measurements to probe beneath the planet's thick clouds. By measuring small variations in the planet's gravity field, the spacecraft can determine the density and composition of Jupiter. Juno's microwave radometer can also detect the thermal radiation emitted by the planet's deep atmosphere, providing clues about the conditions inside the planet, helping to work out what is happening below those magnificent swirling clouds. But all of this data is collected from outside the planet, so can we ever send a probe into Jupiter? Sending a probe into the gas giant's atmosphere would be an extremely challenging and complex endeavour. The harsh conditions below the planet's clouds, including its intense radiation, scorching temperatures, and crushing pressures, would make it difficult for any spacecraft to survive. However, it has been attempted. In December 1995, NASA's Galileo spacecraft dropped a probe known as the Galileo Atmospheric Probe into Jupiter's clouds. Equipped with many scientific instruments, the probe measured the temperature, pressure, and composition of Jupiter's atmosphere as it descended. The result was a wealth of data, including measurements of the concentrations of various gases and the composition of its clouds. It also detected lightning in the atmosphere, which was the first time it had ever been directly observed on another planet. The Galileo Atmospheric Probe didn't last long, operating for only 58 minutes before being destroyed by the extreme environment it was exploring. By studying from the outside in, NASA's Juno spacecraft has made significant progress, however, in providing us with valuable insights into the planet's structure and behaviour. By carefully navigating through the planet's radiation belts and using all of its scientific instruments, Juno has been able to study Jupiter in unprecedented detail. Of course, much is still unknown, including the exact nature of that vast ocean of liquid metallic hydrogen and the reasons why it has a hazy core. The mysteries of what lies below the clouds of this gas giant continue to fascinate and inspire. By continuing to study this remarkable planet, we will undoubtedly unlock many more secrets about the solar system and the universe beyond. There is no doubt that our solar system is teeming with mysteries, but beyond there are many more strange worlds waiting to be explored. In Star Trek Fleet Command, our sponsor for this video, you can do just that and explore the final frontier. In this epic, free to download open world MMO game, you can command a starbase on the front lines of the iconic Star Trek universe. You can construct fleets of your favourite ships, recruit legendary officers to crew your ships, and pursue your goals of expanding territory, exterminating rivals, exploiting resources, and my favourite part, exploring Strange New Worlds. Whether you're a fan of the original series, Next Gen, J.J. Abrams films, or any of the others, Star Trek Fleet Command has something for everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join me, plus millions of players that are already exploring strange new worlds, seeking out new life and new civilizations, boldly going where no one has gone before. Which path will you take? Which mysteries will you discover? Star Trek Fleet Command is available for free on iOS, Android and Windows. Download now using my link below or by scanning the QR code on the screen and join the fight today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please tap the like button and subscribe. There's loads more to watch. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.